Just seen Deadpool and Wolverine. This is heavy spoilers right out the gate. The movie's a W. The movie's a W. Heavy spoilers. I'm gonna say it. That's my last time saying it. The movie's a W. I would say it did everything right. It did everything right. It's definitely a Deadpool movie. It feels way closer to Deadpool than it does anything in the MCU. Oh god, I'm tired. Hugh Jackman killed his role. Hugh Jackman killed his role, but it's not better than Logan. It's not better than a lot of movies in the MCU. It's pretty good, solid. I will say, like, there is a few criticism I have with the movie. Is that in Deadpool and Wolverine they always have like these high stakes, where you think they are, but you're not falling for it. One, because you're dealing with two of the most unkillable characters ever. And two, you're only 30 minutes into the movie, so you know nothing's going to happen. And I will say, it is nice. I was wondering what Wolverine... I knew they was going to use a different timeline Wolverine. But I will say that this Wolverine is pretty good. It's pretty good. Right off the bat, I gotta say, after watching this movie, Hugh Jackman might be the best casting for a character of all time. I used to have Tony Stark. It used to be Tony Stark above Hugh Jackman. But after watching this movie, I do think Hugh Jackman is a better cast. They're both 10 out of 10 castings, but I do think Hugh Jackman is a better cast than Iron Man. If I had to choose one to be one, either Tony Stark as Ronnie Downey Jr. or Wolverine as Logan, Wolverine as Hugh Jackman, I'm choosing Hugh Jackman. He's undeniably the best. But I do like they took Logan, like the trope of I'm not going to help you, but I will help you because that's what I do. Never gets old. It never gets old. I've always liked it. You know, Joe from Last of Us. Joe from Last of Us. Logan did it. Who else has done it? There's been plenty of shows that's done it. Well, anyway, but that trope, it never gets old. I've always liked it. In this movie, I will say the cameos is pretty good in this movie. Like the cameos are pretty good. You know, you always get that wow factor. But at some point, it's like, that's what the movie is. I don't think they tried to hide that. The characters are good, but there's not really like, it's not like Winter Soldier level writing. That's what I'm saying. It's definitely a Deadpool movie. The stakes are like they're ridiculous stakes. Like, they're just basically Thanos level stakes in the movie. And, but I didn't really care about the stakes. Funny, because it's a Deadpool movie. At the end of the day, I know everything's going to be okay. And I wasn't worried about anybody dying. That's a lie. I was worried about the cameos dying for a second. I thought they were going to abandon them, but they didn't die. Also, another thing that didn't make sense is the wish-washy of the main villain. She has this wish-washy moment where she wants to be all evil. Then at one moment she's like, oh, I don't want to be evil. I'm just evil because they made me this way. And then she just goes straight back to evil. Which is like, okay, are you evil or good? The jokes are there, though. I will say the jokes are there. I thought the comedy, like the fourth wall breaking, it didn't get boring. I'll give it to him. I give it to him. It did not get boring. I didn't get tired of Deadpool talking. Usually when movies are like trying to be forceful comedy, it works in here. And I think it works because Deadpool is a rare movie in today's movies. Deadpool and Wolverine. Even the gore. Like, the gore in this movie is insane. But you appreciate the gore or the leap it takes because you don't really see that in movies anymore. You don't really see movies just saying, fuck it, let's just go all the way rated R. And that's what this movie does. And it works really well. Especially with Huge. And I will say Wolverine, probably the best part of the movie. And they know that. They know that with the trailers. And I think prediction that Wolverine is here to stay. I mean, I know 100% Wolverine is here to stay. They wouldn't go back and get a Wolverine from a different timeline to, not have him for another movie. He's definitely here for a lot more movies coming up in the future because he's needed for like 1 billion comics. Unless you're just going to recast him, which I don't think could work. I don't think you could recast Wolverine unless you could use his daughter. That could work. I wouldn't mind her, but I don't think you could recast Logan, and that's why they brought someone back, and that's why they brought Huge back because they know that if they were to cast anybody for Logan other than Huge, it wouldn't hit the same for the movie. The numbers would not matter. You need the face, and this movie does a good job of bringing Logan back and not disrespecting our Logan, which it is in a way. They just, hey, this is not your Logan, and that's basically what they do, which is completely fine. I thought they were going to, at the beginning of the movie, I really thought he was going to be alive when they digged him up, but he's dead. No, I thought they were gonna. They really did a good way to bring Logan back, which is, I will say, is pretty weird for the MCU. It's like they're running out of ideas. I wouldn't say they're running out of ideas. They're more scared. The MCU is very scared to recast or cast new people to just be them people, to just be new people. Like, what was it? Ironheart didn't do a good. People didn't like Ironheart for Iron Man. They're not. There's Captain America. You got what's his name? Falcon. That's Captain America, which is not hitting the same, whether you like him or not. I don't think he's a bad Captain America, but he's never going to hit like the original. Thor. We don't know what Thor's doing. We don't know what's going on with Thor because of his movie. No one really liked it. And now it's like, oh, let's bring back Hugh Jackman because, people love Huge, and that's exactly what this felt like. And people do like Hugh Jackman. And I will say that it's not my top 10. I mean, it's in my top 10 favorite movies. Not favorite movies. MCU movies. It is nice to have Deadpool part of MCU. But I will say I don't want Deadpool and Wolverine to be a part of the Avengers or different timelines. Because now they just introduced it that maybe Deadpool could just go to any timeline he wants to. I would rather just keep Deadpool and Wolverine in their verse and have new characters for them. Maybe introduce a new villain for their verse. I don't know who you would introduce. But maybe you could have, like, I don't know, Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man, he's in the MCU verse, but he did get his memory erased. I don't know, I just wish they would keep these two characters away. Because they're characters that, like, when they're on screen, you're not scared anything's going to happen to them. So if you have these two, going against any villain, it's like, oh shit, what's he going to do? Chop his arm off? It's like, oh, we've seen that already. I mean, we know Logan can die by chopping off his head, but that's damn near, you got to be very strong, and he's not going to let you do it. Not Deadpool, but Wolverine. And Deadpool, he just can't die, period. So I just hope they keep this separate from the whole, you can have different timelines in the MCU. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe rebuild the X-Men. Cyclops still exists. I don't know that many villains. I hope they bring back Magneto. I really do hope they bring back Magneto. It's kind of criminal that we haven't got a Magneto like 3 movies in a row, him being the main villain, because Magneto is a Thanos level villain, and he has better motives than Thanos. Yeah, he does. Magneto is a better villain than Thanos, in my personal opinion. I really hope he does come back. But another thing I wish this movie did, the movie would have to be a lot longer, but they did just take Wolverine, give him a sad background, and then was like, the audience got to deal with it. I want to know what happened. I mean, we know what happened to the people in his universe, but, like, why is he so bad on himself? Like, if him being there, would he actually save him? What even led up to it? And that's why I'm like, I think they might make a movie about what happened to Hugh Jackman or what happened to Logan, that he's to the point that he is in this movie, which would be pretty cool. He would have to be a lot. I mean, he wouldn't have to be that young. You could have it be like set in like a week or something. But I do hope we get a movie about like what the fuck is Hugh Jack? What happened to the X-Men in his universe? You know, Trolls, Magneto. It's like that universe just everyone just hunts down mutants for fun. Is this a universe where the Sentinels got won and actually the humans got Sentinels and they just won? But I will say this is it's definitely refreshing to have a movie like Deadpool where it's just like, fuck it. Let's just give the fans what they want. And that's what this movie is. It's not trying to be better than Endgame. It's not trying to be Civil War. It's just trying to be, let's just give the fans what they want. This is what they want. And that's exactly what they give you. And they do it in all the right moments. The fight scenes are good. The jokes are good. The costumes are good. Hugh Jackman looks very good in his comic accurate costume, which is insane. But I will say, I do appreciate that they didn't, like when he put the mask on, it does look goofy, if I'm being honest. So I'm glad he put it on, but I'm glad it wasn't on the whole movie. That would have fucking pissed me off. That thing looks weird. That thing looks weird. It looks good, but it does not look good to have it on 24/7. And it's nice to have it on off the whole movie, which is nice because in my personal opinion, I'm just used to seeing Logan's bare face. The mask was like, it don't even look like Hugh Jackman at that point. But I will, if I had to rate Deadpool and Wolverine out of 10, I'll give Deadpool Wolverine, I'll give it a solid, I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a solid 9. I still think them Civil Wars, the Winter Soldiers, and the Endgames and Infinity Wars are still 10s. If we're just talking about MCU, there are still 10s. Solely based on the buildup of all the characters, the buildup of the villains, the buildup of not the buildup, but just the casting. There's just so much more. The writing is more deep too. Like I don't think the writing in this level, like Deadpool's meant to be fun, but the Winter Soldier is meant to be serious. And it's like I do like the serious tone better in Winter Soldier than I do like the more fun tone of Deadpool. So I do give Deadpool a 9 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's gonna be good. You're not gonna waste your money. And that's it. Hugh Jackman is the best casting of a Marvel character of all time. Peace.